does it mean for food security?
Well, invariably.
Yes, it's a very serious problem. I mean, over time we have been talking of inhibitors to the attainment of food security or food sufficiency in Nigeria. But this one factor has not been really fixated. The post-harvest losses that we have been talking about, ranging between 40 to 60%, is on other crops like grains and things. In perishable items, it's 60% or even more. Sometimes when you carry a whole load of some of these perishable things from place of production to place of use, you might even lose all, 100%. So, one, you cannot get food security when the post-harvest loss is high. And no farmer will reach prosperity when post-harvest loss from his farm without a store, without anywhere to keep the things, before he keeps what he needs and then goes to the market to sell what he needs to sell to do other things. So it is a very, very difficult thing, and it affects food security and the entire national economy. No country in the world will have food security if it does not contain the food post-harvest loss in food. So it's a very important aspect of our work as a nation, and we need to put a lot of effort on it. The Stored Materials Institute is doing a lot of work. Professor Sani even forgot that there are other even smaller facilities, like what they call, there's a bag. They call it, in the name of one university, I believe.
Pig's bag.
Yes, so, and there is also the airtight drum that you can give farmers and all that.
I want sorry to interject, because I know I've asked you a question, so that we don't, derail. I wanted you to, explain to us so that we understand when we are talking of post-harvest losses. Is it just what is lost? Maybe you have talked about between, the farm and the market, where what is lost. That is not that's not the only meaning of post-harvest loss. How else do farmers...
Let me tell you what it means in real terms. It cuts across all the 4 pillars of the food system: production, processing, handling, marketing, and even consumption. Now, there are percentages everyone will be able to throw light on that. Take rice, for instance. A man will produce rice. Sometimes some of this rice is produced by even flooding the soil. So when it's ready for harvest, and the farmer has no equipment to help him to fast-track harvesting, the rice will begin to rot. When it even goes as a paddy for processing, the loss even in processing is very high. It gets to almost 25%. Loss from production to even processing, you have this loss. Right, the marketer, the guy who buys to sell, also, because in the process of transporting to the market, he also encounters loss. In one house, if they bring, Oga brings rice that has a lot of stone and a lot of bad ones in it, you lose almost 15% of a 50 kg bag. So the loss is everybody's loss along the value chain, and it applies to all crops. So the thing is that as you are a farmer and you are losing this, and depending on your projections, you will be able to maybe feed yourself, sell your surplus, and meet some other obligations. But now you are handicapped because these losses, even for grains, is in excess of 25%. So even there, you have lost. In vegetable, the loss is almost 60%. So you really have no purchasing power. You are a poor person because you cannot do other things that other people do seamlessly. So it's a devastating thing to the farmer, but it is not. It is hardly quantified. People will think, okay, I have planted on 50 hectares. I am what the tonnage is probably maybe 5 tons per hectare, and my projections are I will get 5 times 50, and then the selling price is 1 million per bag or per ton, and then this is the money I will get. But forgetting about all these losses that will go, and then the books will not even balance. You will not be able to go back the next year to do it. And that is agribusiness. So we are telling people, look at the gamut of things that affect what you do as a business. Even the money you pay, the transporter to go there. So Nigeria needs to look at production, processing, marketing, handling, and even consumption. You know, in the first world, in the United States and parts of Europe, what they do for food losses, they also do recycling. You see, if you pass by some areas of Hilton, where they dump food that is left over, smell comes out. You are supposed to even recycle that to give animals, because we are competing with animals. Let's say in maize. You see the maize that is produced in Nigeria, we need about 12 billion metric tons. But do you know why we need it? We need it because we share in that with animals. There is nothing like feed grade grain in Nigeria. In the United States, in Europe, there is feed grade. So there is segregation between human consumption and animal consumption. So there is a gamut of things, and this is a very serious area, and it affects the attainment of food security and the entire economy.
All right, I could tell